Thank you. My name is Pat Smith. I'm from the class of 1977 Roman Catholic High School, and it's my honor to be the chairman for this year's Sports Hall of Fame banquet, the 18th. Thank you very much. My congratulations to all the honorees and special award winners. Last time we were together, the Sports Hall of Fame Committee and Roman alumni have lost 3 of our finest members to their eternal reward. Mr. Ed Lawless of the class of 1944, Mr. John Hoban of the class of 1959, and Mr. John A. Spino of the class of 1964. Could you please join me in a moment of silence for these 3 fine Kaolites and Christian gentlemen who dearly loved Roman Catholic High School. Thank you. If we could all please stand, and we'll all sing the national anthem together. And you don't want me to lead because I don't sing very well. Okay?
You do it 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the sea and the home of the great. Thank you. Please remain standing while Father Bongard, my classmate from 1977, says grace. Thank you.
Let's together place ourselves in the presence of Almighty God. In the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we join together this evening as members of the Roman Catholic High School community to celebrate the accomplishments of several distinguished alumni, those who will be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. We know, Father, that all gifts, talents, and abilities have their source and origin in you. You bless each of us in our own way, and you ask that we use our abilities to build up your kingdom. We ask your blessings upon these men, their families, upon all who are gathered here. We ask you to bless this food which we'll share, and all those with whom we'll share it, for we ask all these things through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Tonight we carry on the legacy of John Gillin, class of 1933, and Bob Evans, the class of 1949, by recognizing and feting Roman's best athletes and local sports dignitaries. Enjoy your meal. We'll be back for the award segment after the dinner. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Pat Smith, the class of 77, and I'd like to get the program started. I'd like to turn it over to our Toastmaster, who's been doing a great job for the last, how many years, Steve? 5 years. Steve Paul, who is a Sports Hall of Fame inductee himself, and from the class of 1983. Steve? Yes, I just speak.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah, Reverend clergy, invited guests, and fellow alumni, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 18th Annual Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah!
I'd like to congratulate all the inductees, the special award recipients, and their families. We're all proud of you guys. You did a great job. As Pat said, it's my honor and privilege to be here tonight. 5 years, I think, 5 years back, I might be the top guy as far as lengthwise.
Well, we're going to get you to 10. I think.
Yeah. And I was looking at some old pictures, and 5 years have passed, and I think I look, pretty much the same, from here down. All right, at this time, we got a great crowd tonight. We like to I know everybody's anxious to get going. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Father Bongard. Father Bongard, as everybody knows, is the current rector at Roman Catholic. He's from the class of 1977. The great class, as Pat just said, 77. Father's doing a great job down there. Father?
Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. It certainly gives me a personal great honor to be part of this annual gathering of such distinguished alumni of Roman Catholic High School. This dinner honoring the inductees into the Sports Hall of Fame is a time for every member of the Roman community to relish with great pride. For while we may be honoring these men gathered here, we also celebrate the history, the pride, and the accomplishments of all those who have walked through the halls of Catholic High. During your time at Roman, back when you were on the playing field, the court, or the track, you distinguished yourself for your athletic abilities. Because of that, and because of the practice, the dedication, and hard work that you put into making our teams the best they could be, you achieved victory after victory. You were the leaders, the role models for your classmates and for the students who followed in your steps. We are gathered here tonight, proud of your accomplishments, proud of the legacy that is our school. But we realize that you did not do this on your own. There were many who share in your success and in your accomplishments. From the teachers and coaches who instructed you, to your parents who raised you and cared for you and loved you, to the members of the opposing teams who gave you a challenge in order that you may perfect yourselves and your skills, all contributed in great and small ways to the rich history and tradition that is Catholic High. Therefore, while I as rector and all of assembled here applaud your efforts as athletes during your time at Roman, we also applaud your efforts as Catholic gentlemen. We applaud your dedication, your spirit of sacrifice for the good of others, your willingness to work together for the common goal. These are the qualities that are none too common in our world, and when we find them in such people as you, it is only right that we acknowledge them and applaud them. So to all the inductees and to their families, and to everyone here and everyone who had a hand in this beautiful evening, I say congratulations on the job well done. We are proud of you and proud of being the Kaelites of Catholic High.
Okay, our first inductee from the class of 1924, Charles Mckinney. In the early 1920s, Charles Mckinney began to distinguish himself at Catholic High. He became noted not only for his stellar play in football, basketball, baseball, and track, but also because of his extraordinary leadership abilities. The 20s was the golden age of football in America. Its popularity at the high school level skyrocketed, and Charles Mckinney was a captain of two of the most legendary teams in the history of Catholic High. When he was a junior, Roman defeated Villanova for the league championship. In that game, Charles scored on a famous 95-yard touchdown run that sealed the victory. The 23 team was also undefeated. In addition to football, Mckinney also played basketball, baseball, and track. And in a remarkable demonstration of his athletic ability, Mckinney once competed in a dual track and field meet against LaSalle and won the 440-yard run and a discus throw. Accepting for Charles Mckinney is Tom Kearney, class of 58.
Hi, everybody. It certainly is a pleasure for me to accept the award for Charles Bones Mckinney. I'm told he got his nickname because he broke bones of opponent players. A few years ago, we took in a basketball player by the name of William Bones Logan, and he got his nickname because his father was a funeral director. But anyway, we welcome both Bones, and it is my pleasure again to accept from Mr. McKinney. He must have been a very, very exceptional athlete, just like a lot of you fellas here tonight. Thanks very much.
That's one of the things here at Schaff that we're really proud of. If you look at the booklet here tonight, we're honoring a man from 1924, and we're also honoring someone from 1995. I mean, we're 118 years old, and we're committed at Schaff to do all the research we can, to remember the guys in the beginning, the guys who set the standard for all of us. So I think that's something special we have at Roman. Our next inductee is from the class of 1994. Gene Small. Gene Small was one of those very few athletes at Roman who not only played both basketball and football, but he excelled at each. He was recognized by his peers as one of the best at both sports. Throughout his football career, Gene played on both offense and defense. He helped lead the Cahillites to the Catholic League Championship game that year, and he scored Roman's only touchdown in a tough loss to an undefeated Archbishop Bryan team. Gene was selected as second team All-City as a defensive back and second team All-Catholic as a running back. During his senior year, he was selected as a second team All-City defensive back and second team All-Catholic defensive back. Gene was an exceptional basketball player and one of the main contributors on the great '94 team. The Cahillites stormed to the Catholic League Championship, and Gene averaged 14.5 points per game. In a memorable playoff game against a very tough Carroll squad, Gene helped lead his team to the record books as he scored 16 points and pulled down 11 rebounds. With that victory, Roman set the Catholic League record and city records for consecutive playoff victories at 17. Gene was selected as first team All-Catholic. Accepting is TJ for Gene. Gene couldn't make it here tonight, and TJ's going to say a few words.
I would like to say that, as Gene's classmate, I had a chance to cheer for Gene in football and basketball, and I remember him, and I think a lot of people remember him as a great leader. He's a member of our military, and I think he couldn't make it tonight, but I think he deserves a round of applause for just his leadership at Roman. But after he left Roman, he joined the Navy. He couldn't make it tonight, but I know he's been a big part of a lot of our championship teams, and in my senior year, a championship team that won 4 straight titles. And there's only been 2 teams that have done that, the team from my junior year, but also the class of '94, and I think Gene was the only senior starter on that team. He was the captain, and I think he really made sure, beating Carroll and then winning the championship, I think Gene exemplified the kind of leadership that has stood with him throughout his career. So give him a big round of applause. He couldn't be here tonight.
That was AJ, not TJ. Okay, our first special award of the night is the John Gillin Interleague Award. Documented excellence as an athlete or coach in present or past competition with Roman teams, or superior achievement as an athlete or coach in the Philadelphia sports community. This year's award goes to George Tote. George is a soccer coach at Archbishop Bryan since 1969, and he has won 13 Catholic League championships. George?
Thank you. It's certainly an honor to be here tonight in the midst of all these fantastic individuals from Roman Catholic High School. I look at the banner behind me. At 1890, their school has been in existence. I've been driving down Vine Street and looking at the Little Cross and the fantastic building that you have, which is so reminiscent of the ages and the history of Philadelphia athletics. I've been a soccer coach at Ryan since 1969. I've been a teacher there of French since 1969. I've been the athletic director there since 1976. And in the interaction I've had over all these years, with all the schools. Roman Catholic, certainly we've played in many sports, and in soccer we've played annually every year. I feel I've also contributed to the history of Roman Catholic because in 1997, in Roman Catholic's only Catholic League championship, they kicked our butt in overtime 2-1 and on the way to winning the Catholic League championship. So I feel like I've helped them all along the way. But I think as I look around, I'm starting next year as my 40th year at Ryan High School, and I'm starting with our first Hall of Fame. And if I can bring some type of traditions and pride that I see in the people here tonight to Archbishop Ryan High School and have any semblance of accomplishments like you people have, I certainly think we'll be on our way, because this is certainly a fantastic group. My team, one of the things I always tell my teams every year is the most important thing in life is family. And I want them to understand that their own families, they wouldn't be where they were without them. And I think we're all part of a special family. I'm very lucky in my own life that my children went to Archbishop Ryan. They played for me. They shared an experience with me that I always wanted to spend the time with them. And of course, we don't go anywhere in life as coaches without the support of our family. So I'd like to thank my wife Beverly for all the support she's given me, my friends Bonnie and Ira for coming here tonight. And the history between Ryan and Roman is very interesting, because I start my day for the last 40 years with a coffee clutch, and the leader of our clutch is Jim McCoy. So I've heard every Roman story, but if it's your story, you know very well that Gator's told it, it becomes his after you've told it at least one time. So I know every story of the history of Roman Catholic told through the eyes of Gator McCoy. And then John Quinn, I think our mentor at Ryan High School, and certainly has a history with Roman Catholic as one of your football coaches. Glenn Galleon, our football coach, started his career at Roman Catholic as a teacher, and now he's the vice principal of Archbishop Ryan. The other award winner, Johnny Miller, tonight, I think he got his first head coaching job and did a fantastic job, leading us to the Catholic League championship game against Roman Catholic. We didn't win that one either. So. But I think my biggest, and I think the thing that brings me a sense of family more than anything else with the Catholic League is my role as an athletic director. And from Fran Doherty and Jim Murray are here tonight to the elder statesmen, and Dave Falcione, our present president, I think the way we work together and the kind of fellowship that we have, hopefully we provide the leadership and the understanding to make the Catholic League really what it is. And as we move into the PIA and District 12 and playing reincarnating, we're not going to call it the city championship game. It's going to be the District 12 championship game, but a reincarnation of that and moving into the PIA. I hope that the Catholic League will show itself to be the finest league that it is. So thank you very much for this award, and I appreciate everything.
Just one thing I want to mention about the special awards. As the years go on, we start to read off the special award names, and then we present who the recipient is. But I think it's oftentimes good to reflect, on who these men were. I mean, there's a lot of time and effort and man hours put in to see who these guys were going to be, and these special awards are that because these were special men who these awards are named after. Our next inductee is from the class of 1994, Mike Livewell. Mike's remarkable play helped to propel the Cahillites to the first Southern Division title in 25 years. He played on the varsity soccer team in all 4 years at Roman. During his freshman year, he played as a midfielder, but during his sophomore year, he emerged as a starting goalie and was named Honorable Mention All-Catholic. Mike was selected as a second-team All-Catholic in his junior year and was first-team All-Catholic his senior year. He was named the team MVP that year as he led the Cahillites to a victory over the Prep in the Southern Division Championship, Roman's first since 1969. Mike's goals against average that year was an incredible 0.6. And I believe in his junior year, it was 4 or 5 straight shutouts that he had during the season. In addition to soccer, Mike also played freshman basketball and was a kicker for the football team his senior year. He was named to Soccer All-Timers team as one of the best goalies in southeastern Pennsylvania. He received a soccer scholarship from Catholic University, but eventually decided to pursue a career in the Philadelphia Police Department. Mike Livewell.
Thank you, and this is indeed an honor for me. I first want to thank the administration, the faculty and students of the school. They really made the day very special. I'd like to thank Father Bongard and Mr. O'Neill for their hospitality. I would like to thank the Alumni President, Dick Trotter, our President of the Sports Hall of Fame Committee, Pat Smith, as well as all the members of the Sports Hall of Fame to make tonight possible. And I would like to congratulate my fellow inductees. Congratulations. Sports was an important part of my life, especially during my high school years. The experiences I had playing on the basketball, soccer, and football teams left me with special memories. Sorry. But soccer was my true passion. Tonight would not be possible without my team. It is great to be personally recognized, but tonight I'm personally recognizing my teammates. They made me not only a better player, but a better person. But of course, none of the things I just mentioned would be possible without my parents. My father, John, and my mother, Patricia, they were always there for me, and they have continued to support me in all I do. Not only did they provide me an example of how to live my life. For the past 12 years, I've been a Philadelphia police officer following my father's footsteps. Everyone knows that behind a good man is a great woman. And my mother exemplifies this. But so does my wife. My wife, Dawn, and I have a life together, and we've been blessed with three beautiful children, Joseph, Emily, and Michael. I love you, and this night is so much more special because I'm sharing it with you. All right, I got that out of the way. So, I don't think I really realized how special this was. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, kind of hoping that this would happen. And my brother John, class of '91, he gave me the call, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So today it really clicked. You know, seeing the student body and seeing all the supporters of the purple and the gold is really a special thing. And he just mentioned that class of '24 and class of '95 were all intertwined, and I have things in common with men that I never met. And I'm happy to be at Cahillite. But unlike maybe a lot of people through a course of a career of soccer, they have many coaches. Coming from the Fishtown section, I've had one coach my whole career of soccer. His name was Pat Keane. That takes I just want to thank him because he left me with a lot of memories, good times, bad times, many championships, and it's just a long time to have a relationship with a man that's older than you, and he's your coach, and we became best friends. A last note, I see Mr. Murray from St. Joe's Prep and Mr. John Quinn, my football coach, for just 1 year. And without soccer, I would not have been able to make the football team, and I would not have even been able to be introduced to Mr. Murray from St. Joe's Prep. And there are memories that are always going to last a lifetime. So thanks to all my family, my cousins, my in-laws. This is a great night. Thank you.
Okay, our next inductee, Lenny Roberts, in class of 1964. Lenny Kane, the Broad and Vine from St. Bridget's Parish in East Falls. All right, go ahead, come on. At Roman, Lenny played football and baseball. Because of his superb play and the leadership qualities he consistently demonstrated on the football field, Lenny was chosen as co-captain his senior year. Lenny had an outstanding senior year. He was named the MVP of his football team, and he was selected as honorable mention All-Catholic. His tenacious play at middle linebacker also earned him the Catholic League Coaches Award. In addition, Lenny also received the Thomas E. Cahill Award and the Union League of Philadelphia Award for football and academics. In the class of '64, Lenny Roberts.
Director Bongard, Chairman Smith, Distinguished Selection Committee, and family and friends of Roman Catholic High School, good evening. Many years ago, coming from St. Bridget's School in East Falls, I was very fortunate to have been offered scholarships to Penn Charter, Chestnut Hill Academy, and LaSalle High School. My football coach back in those days, Mr. Bob Sensky, made me promise that I would visit Roman Catholic High School before making my decision as to what school I was going to enter. Well, that day finally came. Mr. Sensky and I walked through the big doors on Broad Street. We were met in the hallway by a giant of a man who was dressed in a magnificent blue suit that looked like somebody had painted it on his muscle-bound body. And as I reached out and shook his hand that day, I shook the biggest and strongest hand I've ever felt in my life. That hand belonged to Mr. Bob Evans. Same Bob Evans. Same Bob Evans was an integral part of our 1947 championship team here at Roman Catholic, and later went on to become an All-American at the University of Pennsylvania. After spending about 2.5 hours that day with Mr. Evans and feeling like I knew him all my life, I went home and told my family I was going to attend Roman Catholic High School. And what a decision I made. For my 4 years at Roman Catholic were and still are some of the best 4 years of my life. The education, the lessons in life, and above all, the lasting relationships will be with me always. So for me to be standing here in front of you this evening as an inductee in the Sports Hall of Fame is something that I will always cherish. For as we all know, it's allowed my life to come full circle. For, as we all know, Mr. Bob Evans was a co-chairman, and his dream came true with the Roman Catholic Sports Hall of Fame. There's a few people in the audience I'd like to thank this evening, the first of which is my mom. Mom couldn't be here this evening. She's in a rehabilitation center in Flowertown. She's hanging in. My father passed away in 1965, and Mom raised 5 children on not a whole lot of money, but a tremendous amount of love. 5 of us didn't turn out too bad. So Mom, thank you. To my wife, Alice, it'll be 35 years this June. I'm a lucky guy. Sweetheart, thank you for being you, and I love you. To my son, Lenny, Dr. Lenny Roberts. My son's 33 years of age, and we've never had an argument. He's made me proud each and every day I've been alive. He's not only a great young doctor, he's a good kid and a great young man. He's my best friend. To my brothers, my sisters, my family, my in-laws, and my friends, thank you all for being part of our life and for helping us through thick and thin. Last but not least, and I don't know how they got these seats, but I'd like to ask the Romeo Club to say hi. Could you please tell our distinguished audience what the Romeo Club means, fellas?
Retired old men eating out.
Thank you, Jack. That's correct. Retired old men eating out. That's what we are. That group in front of me, the distinguished group, are my classmates. We meet every Friday morning at the Manayunk Diner and we eat breakfast. And at this time of the year, when the fellows with a lot of affluence in their pocket go play golf on Fridays, we make our move to the Henry James Cafe. We eat, we drink, we bring each other up to date on the previous week, we discuss the world's events, we solve everybody's problems, but above all, we have a great time. Something that I'll remember always. This group has a great time, and we have a ball. 44 years after high school, 44 years after high school, we're still meeting and having a ball. And that's what Roman Catholic's all about. That's what makes this school unique. Last but not least, I'd like to thank one more person, if I may. Danny Hoban. Danny's also a member of the Romeo Club. And for whatever reason, the man upstairs gave Danny a little extra load in life to carry, for my man suffers from MS. So, with the tremendous help and love of his beautiful wife, Claire, and his tremendous children, they get my man dressed, washed, dressed, and out just about every day of his life, weather permitting. And he probably attends more athletic endeavors than anybody sitting in this room at Roman Catholic. Whether it's a good day or a bad day for Danny, you can't wipe that magnificent smile off his face. So Danny, for you to be the one, call me on the phone and tell me I've been inducted into the Hall of Fame, something will be with me for always. Danny, Romeo Club, Roman Catholic, thank you for being a part of my life. Good night.
Okay, our next special award is the Goldie Graham Loyalty Award. A member of the Roman family whose standing in the community is well documented and legendary in nature, with good works on behalf of Catholic High teams, individual players, and sports programs. Jim Gator Mccoy, another East Falls St. Bridget's guy. Gator's a distinguished alumnus and trustee of Catholic High. He's a longtime member of the SHOF committee. He's the founder of the G. McCoy Scholarship, which enables a lot of boys to go down to Roman. He's a tenured faculty member at Archbishop Bryan. He's just an all-around great guy, and I'm glad to be able to call him a friend.
Unfortunately, I need glasses now. They were only $1 at the dollar store, so. And at the George Tote, those stories were all true, except the one about me being a great athlete. Obviously, I'm here for special awards, not a Hall of Fame award like Lenny Roberts, another East Falls and St. Bridget's guy. One of the benefits of receiving an award like this is that you can publicly thank people that have done so much for you. So I'd like to start out by thanking the people who have done so much for myself. Start out with my family. My mother, Eleanor, she'll be 91 in August. She has a better social life than probably anybody here. Donald Trump's on her mailing list down at casinos. My sister Ann, who's a sister of St. Joseph's, that's always there when we need her. My wife Maggie, some people refer to her as Saint Maggie. I'm not too sure why, but she's had extreme patience over the years for 36 years, and I have certainly been blessed, and all my friends know that she's the better half of this arrangement. My son Jim, who's my firstborn, Jim's a lawyer. He does a great job. He works with actually my nephew Joe. My son Chris, we gave our second born to Roman Catholic High School. He's a teacher there. His new wife Karen has been a great addition. Yeah. My daughter Mary Kate, she's the pretty one in the family. And her friend Dan. So I want to thank all you people for everything you've done for me. I'd also like to thank some relatives in here. There are a lot of, in East Falls, everybody's a relative. But I have my cousin Frank McCoy here, who's one of the McCoys from Tilton Street. I have the Walkers here. I have the Jarras here. And I have, obviously, the Armstrongs, who've been very supportive of us and my wife over the years. My wife's sister Mary and her husband Michael. They're our closest friends. And it's nice to have them to share this night also. I'd like to continue by thanking some other people, especially the group of people from Archbishop Bryan, that have come tonight. I spent the last 41 years with Archbishop Bryan. I've had a great time. I'd like to especially thank, and it's kind of a John Quinn night here, I'd like to especially thank John Quinn, who's been a mentor for all the people that went through Archbishop Bryan in the past 41 years. Even though he's retired, he spends more time at Ryan than most of the teachers. So you want to find John Quinn, call Archbishop Bryan between about noon and 5 at night. So I want to thank John, he's a special person. I'd like to thank the classes of 1963 and 64. Both of those classes were very close, and they're here tonight to share, I think, with myself and Lenny Roberts. So I'd like to thank that entire group. Some of them are in prison, they'll be out soon. I'd like to thank the people who were in charge of the G. McCoy Memorial Tournament. It was a tournament started from my brother a number of years ago, and a group of his friends and a group of my friends got together and started a golf tournament. And some of those people are here tonight, and they were indispensable getting this thing off the ground. Excuse me. We have Joe Verdone, Chuck Storm, Terry Wing, Charlie Corkery, Tom Walker. And we have people who have been our biggest supporters financially, which you can't start a scholarship fund without people that give you financial aid. And some of those are also here tonight. Billy Murphy Saloon, we hold the Billy Bowl every year where we raise our money. He's raised thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for us. I can't count the amount of money Billy's helped us raise for this fund. There's a lot of other people who have been great benefactors also. We have Billy Keenan, Joe Riley, Jerry Convery, Tom Scanlon at Scanlon Saloon, in case you want to drink. No offense, Dave. Chris Ryan, Roger Harrington, and many other people have constantly over the years contributed large sums of money to keep the fund alive. And a very special thanks to Bernadine Mann and Joe Flaherty. They're the people that handle the everyday operation of the G. McCoy Fund in the Alumni. It was up to us people. The thing would have sunk about 5 years ago. Bernadine and Joe keep this thing afloat, and I want them to know how much we appreciate what they do for us. All right, just a couple quotes about Roman Catholic High School. Roman Catholic High School is a special place, but not because of the grand old lady at Broad and Vine, or the addition of Renaissance Hall, or the Masheri Annex. Roman's a special place because of its people, the faculties with men like Fran McMenamin, Father Murphy, Bill Bell, Tom McKeever, that took young men from East Falls, Roxbury, and Fairmount and smoothed off the rough edges to prepare us for our future. The great alumni, whether they give $10 or $1,000 to the annual fund. Excuse me. The people who run and go to the Rome auction, Days at the Bay, communion breakfast, the Board of Trustees, golf tournaments. The many people from the business community who contribute time and money because they believe in the mission of Roman Catholic High School. So tonight, I very humbly accept this award on behalf of all the people who do so much to make Roman Catholic High School so great. Because of these people, Roman will live forever. Go, Roman. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next inductee for the class of 1994, Stephen Pena. Steve didn't start competing in track and field until his junior year. Well, from reading this bio, I'll tell you, it was worth the wait. In his junior year, Steve earned first-team All-Catholic honors in the long jump and recorded an incredible outdoor mark of 22 feet 6 inches. In his senior year in indoor track and field, Steve was selected as first-team All-City, and he was a first-team All-Catholic in the high jump. Steve also earned first-team All-State honors and was the Pennsylvania state champion in the long jump with a leap of 23 feet 2 inches. Steve was ranked #1 in the long jump in Pennsylvania and was also selected as a track and field All-American. Steve excelled in outdoor track and field as well. During his senior year, Steve was a Catholic League champion in the long jump. He had a leap of 23 feet 9 inches, still stands as a Catholic League and school record. He was a Catholic League champion in the 400 meters and was a member of the Catholic League champion 4x100 melee relay team. Steve is the only athlete in Catholic League history to win the long jump and the 400 double. And he was selected as a team MVP for his indoor and outdoor track. Once again, for his outdoor track and field accomplishments, he was a track and field All-American and first team All-State. Steve attended Penn State once he was graduated from Roman, and his junior year, he transferred to the University of Florida. His accomplishments during his NCAA career are stunning. Steve was a 6-time NCAA All-American. As you can see in the program, the list goes on and on. I don't think there's anything that Steve hasn't done on the track. Class of 1994, Steve Pena.
I would like to thank you guys for this honor. I would like to thank the Sports Hall of Fame Committee for this induction, and I would like to also congratulate my fellow inductees, as you are all worthy, and I'm truly humbled to be here with you. You know, earlier today, when we were officially inducted at the school, in auditorium / gym / study hall / indoor track and / basketball court, it kind of reminded me of the special place that Roman Catholic is. On my track team, dating all the way back to the greats that came before me, we had no track, no long jump pit, no hurdles, no high jump mat, and a weight room that rivaled most elementary schools. Yet, we had more All-Catholics, more All-State, and more All-Americans than any other school in the Catholic League. Tonight, this honor is not about me. Rather, it is about my 2 parents who gave me and my sister Leslie everything they had to offer and more when they didn't have anything to give. Mom and Dad, I'm not perfect, but I hope that I've made you proud both on and off the field and in life. And as a parent, I could only hope to duplicate the job that you did. This honor is not about me. It is about my grandmother and my aunts, all women who collectively helped raise a boy to become a man. This is not about me. It is about my wife, whom I met the first day of college and helped guide and assist me to becoming the collegiate athlete that I became. You are my soul, my strength, and my best friend. Tonight is not about me. It is about the hundreds of Kaolites that wore the purple and gold before me, the ones that came back and helped, coached, and taught. Their stories of battles and trials and tribulations on the field instilled a plethora of pride and determination. Mark Cobb and Mike Bagwell, there would be no me without you. This is not about me. It is about 4 teammates that ran and went to war with me while at Roman. Kevin Murray is my best friend. Kev, there were many times that you looked to me for advice and guidance. But what you never realized was that for every time you leaned on me for support, I had already leaned on you twice as hard. Will Mcknight, he's clearly the best natural athlete that I've ever met. You were so good, it pushed me to work 10 times as hard to be as good as you. I carried that attitude and competitiveness as far as it could take me. Luke Mckinnon, who was no longer with us. Luke was everything that Roman embodied. He was strong, passionate, and courageous. As a freshman, he was required to step up and compete at a level that most, including myself, could not have achieved. Luke, I miss you. AJ Thompson, one of my closest and dearest friends. We started Roman together, we finished together. We started law school together, and we finished together. I still think you would be the best state representative this city has ever seen. And when you decide to run, Just like old times, I'll be there to run with you, just a little bit slower. It's not about me. It's about a teacher who kind of summed up my experience at Roman. Mr. Ace McCann wrote in my senior yearbook, "From worst to first." Those words meant so much to me because as a student at Roman, I believe that I truly embodied the process from walking in a boy and walking out as a man. My freshman year was filled with demerits and subpar grades. But I learned, I listened, and I left. Not with demerits, but with merits. Not subpar grades, but honors. And I think every student that walks into Roman Catholic that has those same trials and tribulations should just hang in there. Everybody doesn't get it right away. And it took me 2 years. So teachers, don't give up on these kids that start off a little slow. High school could be a scary place. Trying to find your place in this world, find your craft, and try to find that pool that's on the roof. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about the greatest coach that I have ever known, Arnold Morris. Coach, in my eyes, you are flawless. You sacrificed your time, energy, money, and home to hundreds of boys with a dream. You taught me how to win, lose, and how to accept both. You unleashed a fire in me that allowed me to feel that I could dominate and annihilate anybody not wearing the purple and gold. I still carry that attitude and mindset in my practice and in my life. You are an amazing person, coach, and to many, father. I love you, and I can't wait until you come back. I can't wait to come back and hug you when your time comes. And finally, tonight is not about me. It is about a school. A school that in 1890 became a beacon of hope. And 118 years later, Roman still remains a place where many should look at as the blueprint for togetherness. What I loved about Roman was the fact that we had kids of different races, ethnic backgrounds, neighborhoods, and religions. And in today's world, many of these issues still plague us. But at Roman, regardless of where we came from, what we looked like, or what we did or did not have, we walked into that school as brothers and we walked out as brothers. We may have started with preconceived biases and notions, but they were quickly dispelled because I needed you and you needed me. And when I talk about Roman Catholic, I tell people that I was not the only boy in my family because I have thousands of brothers and we're all the same color, purple and gold. Roman, I love you and thank you for loving me back. Thank you.
Just a little service announcement here. As you can see, Joe Malizia from LaSalle, he's videotaping. Once again this year, you can see Joe, it's on a DVD now. Joe's also a little bit of an opportunist. If you have any old VCR tapes that you want converted, Joe will do it for $20 for you, so it's up to you. Okay, our next inductee is from the class of '87, Clayton Adams. It takes more than just scoring to win basketball championships, and there have been a few players that have worn the purple and gold that are considered by many to have been among the very best playmakers and passers in Catholic League history. One of those players was Clayton Adams. During his junior year, Clayton Adams began to solidify his reputation as a terrific passer and playmaker. The '86 basketball team buzzed through its league schedule with a 13-1 record. In the Catholic League championship game, the KLA's blitzed Cardinal Doherty 84-57. Clayton had a terrific game, dishing 11 assists, and 5 Roman players scored in double digits. Once again, the KLA's compiled a 13-1 record in his senior year, and Clayton again was one of the team leaders. During a memorable playoff game against Carroll, Clayton had 16 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals as the KLHs won by 16. In the championship game, Adams was terrific again as he collected 13 points and 8 assists. In '87, he averaged 14.7 points per game and was selected second team All-City and first team All-Catholic. Accepting for Clayton tonight is Pat Smith.
Well, to have to follow that speech by Stephen was unbelievable. Unfortunately, Clayton got called away at a family emergency out of state. His wife called me this afternoon. They're very disappointed they couldn't be here. I saw Clayton play. He was an outstanding player. He was the leader of that team. In my mind, without a shadow of a doubt. If you ever seen Clayton, they called him Stink for some reason, but he certainly didn't stink. So I'm happy to accept for Clayton and thank you. And if you give him a round of applause, he certainly deserves it. Thank you.
Okay, our next inductee from the class of 1972, Rocco Luciano. Rocco will always be remembered by his teammates, not only for his athletic ability, but for his heart, toughness, and will to succeed. Rocco was a true 60-minute man, as he played on both offense and defense in his junior and senior years. He was known around the Catholic League for his hustle, stinging tackles, and tough running style. In his senior year, he was selected as a first-team All-Catholic on offense. Perhaps the highest compliment you could give to an athlete is to not just say that he was simply a great player, but it's to say that he was held in the highest regard by his teammates. A former teammate once said that he was a complete athlete who never came out of the game and never took one down off. But what I remember most about Rocco was his humility and the gentlemanly way that he carried himself as an upperclassman. For the class of '72, Rocco Luciano.
Hello everyone, my name is Rocco Luciano. Talking about my sports accomplishments was never a strong suit of mine. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and then tell some real life stories of some of my more popular teammates. I graduated from Roman in 1972. I was an offense and defensive starter for 2 years. We didn't win any games in those 2 years, so it was a little bit rough. I received a scholarship at Temple University where my sports luck changed. We had a very successful freshman year, followed by 3 consecutive winning seasons, which made Coach Wayne Harden very happy. A few of my well-known teammates were Steve Joachim, Randy Grossman, and Joe Klecko. Klecko didn't start his football career until his junior year at St. James. He was average in size, like Bill Bixby or David Banner, but quickly sprouted like the Incredible Hulk. What made him stand out was his combination of size, strength, speed, quickness, and agility. Joachim originally went to Penn State, transferred to Temple, and had the reputation of a pretty boy. Temple used the option as a big part of their offense. After a hard-fought win, I was walking past Joachim on my way to the shower. I noticed big welts on his back and black and blue marks all over his back, shoulders, and legs. He was definitely much tougher of a player than a lot of people gave him credit for. I would like to, first chance I get, I'm going to nominate my brother Pete Lucky Luciano, class of 1968, to the Roman Catholic Sports Hall of Fame. He was an all-Catholic tight end at Roman and attended and graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, where he was on the All Big East team. I'd also like to thank my teammate and classmate Tom Johnson for nominating me, and the Roman Catholic High School Sports Hall of Fame Committee for accepting me into the family. Thank you.
As many of you have heard from a few guys tonight, this is the second half of our day. The first half is down at the school where it's really special. The actual induction ceremony takes place there in front of the student body, and it's really something to see. It's really touching how we kind of bridge the generations from the past to the present. At this time, I'd just like to announce we have two other awards that are given out at the sports banquets of the individual teams. We have the Bob Evans Award. Bob obviously was from class of 49, the great class of 49, he would like to say. He was one of the founders, along with John Gillin, for the Sports Hall of Fame. He was inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame and also inducted into University of Pennsylvania's Sports Hall of Fame. But as all of us here know, Bob was much more than the athlete. This year's Bob Evans Award winner was Belil Lewis Sloan L. He received the award at the sports banquet. I would also at this time, sticking with the football mode, is to congratulate the football team on their Catholic League championship over St. Joe's Prep. And I would like to thank and congratulate Coach Jim Murphy. As everyone knows, Jim is stepping down as a coach this year. Jim, is he in the room tonight? No. He's not here? Well, Jim did a great job, and wish him the best of luck. You're still going to stay at the school, correct? Yeah. Our next award that we gave out at the basketball banquet was the Matt Gukas Senior Award. Matt was from the class of 1934. He played on the Mighty Mites at Roman and also at St. Joe's University. He was the voice of the Eagles for many years, and he's also a member of Roman Sports Hall of Fame. This year's award winner was Malik Waynes. And I'm not sure, I would like to congratulate Coach Dennis Seddon for reaching the milestone 500 wins this year. Coach has done a great job and will continue to do so. Okay, our next special award, the Patrick Ward Memorial Scholar Athlete. A graduating member of Roman's senior class whose character, leadership, academic standing, and prowess is exemplary by nature and unquestionable in principle. Pat Ward was raised in St. Francis Xavier Parish, and he went down to Roman Catholic High School, graduated in 1966. During his years at Roman, Patty was a guard on the football team, ran track, and sang in the Glee Club. He was voted most popular student in his senior year. Patty was killed in Vietnam in 1968. There is a park in Fairmount at 24th and Aspen named in his honor. This year's award recipient is Andrew Regan from the class of 2008. Andrew has excelled both academically and athletically since entering Roman Catholic High School in the fall of 2004. Andrew has been a member of Roman's Honors Program since his freshman year, earning academic honors and ranking the top 10% of his class every semester. Outside the classroom, Andrew is equally as impressive. He is an active member of the National Honor Society, the Big Brother Mentoring Program, and the Assist Program. During his 4 years at Catholic High, Andrew has been an integral member of the football, wrestling, and outdoor track and field teams. This year, the Philadelphia Catholic League has honored Andrew for his outstanding level of play by naming him an honorable mention All-Catholic in football and first-team All-Catholic in wrestling. A highlight of his high school sports career came during the 2007 football season. In a championship game against St. Joe's, Andrew recovered a blocked punt and ran it in for a touchdown. This play was a turning point in Roman's eventual 10-9 Catholic League championship win. We met Andrew tonight earlier, and what a fine young man he is. He's going to attend Ursinus next year. Andrew Regan.
It is an honor to receive the Patrick E. Ward Scholar Athlete Award. My achievements are due to a culmination of strong work ethics and a positive attitude, emphasized by my teachers and coaches, and I cannot thank them enough. They taught me how to be a leader and to never quit, no matter how tough a situation may be. I would also like to thank my family, especially my parents, for encouraging me to explore new sports and activities. Since first grade, they have supported me as I competed in, at various times, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, track, and wrestling. They never had a free season. For the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of learning and competing with a great group of classmates who have defined themselves through academic excellence and superior athletic ability. I can't believe my time at Roman is almost over. My senior year has been the most dramatic, most intense, and most gratifying of all, and I wouldn't have it any other way. From injuries and defeats to broken records and championships, I can definitely say that I was part of something special. Before I came to this realization, I took for granted every practice, every football game, and wrestling match. The majority of my senior year was spent thinking about going to the next level, worrying if a scout was ever going to notice me. I stressed over choosing a college and deciding on a career path. Now that it's over, I appreciate every tackle I made on the field and every point earned on the mat. Recently, I looked for my jersey to wear to the funeral of Mr. Falcione's mother. I, along with other athletes representing their sports, was there to support Mr. Falcione during that time. As I found my jersey, it occurred to me that never again would I wear the purple and the gold. I suddenly realized why past players would say how they would give anything to play for Roman again. Moments like these forged heartfelt emotions and glorious memories of Catholic High, memories that I'll treasure throughout the rest of my life. Thank you.
Our next inductee is from the class of 1995, Larry Kettner. To distinguish yourself as a basketball player at Roman, one must possess qualities that place you in an elite fraternity of former great players. Larry Kettner had an abundance of those qualities. It was during his junior year that Larry established himself as one of the best players in the city. He was selected as first-team All-Catholic and third-team All-City. In the Catholic League Championship game that year, he put together a memorable performance. Larry scored 20 points, had 10 rebounds, and 6 blocked shots, as the Cahalites won yet another title. As a senior, Larry continued to excel. He led a deep Roman squad in scoring with 15.5 points per game, and was selected as first-team All-Catholic and first-team All-City. In the Catholic League Championship game, Larry had 14 points and 13 rebounds. Following graduation from Roman, he received a scholarship to the University of Massachusetts and continued his excellent play. In '97, he earned Atlantic 10 All-Rookie honors. In his junior year, Larry led the team in scoring and shot blocking. During his senior year, he ranked 5th in the Atlantic 10 in rebounding. For his college career, Larry played in a remarkable 94 out of 95 games. He averaged double figures in scoring each year and ranks 3rd all-time at UMass in blocked shots. The Minutemen went to the Final Four his freshman year and to the NCAA tournament his sophomore and junior year. Larry was chosen as a second-round draft pick of the Chicago Bulls in '99, where he played 2 years in the NBA for the Cavaliers and the Pacers. Larry Kettner.
Sorry about that. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for allowing me to be here tonight to accept this award. I'd like to thank him for my family, my friends, the administrator, teachers, everybody that helped me in my transition in Roman. My role here was not the same as everybody else's. I didn't come from a prestigious grade school. I came from an area where I lost 2 friends at a young age to drugs. I lived in between 2 houses that distributed and did drugs. And, it was just a tough role for me to be here. And, I just thank God for the mother that I have that is here today, thank God. She was everything for me. She did everything. She worked 2 jobs, 17-hour shifts to take care of me and my brother. And, for a guy that never had a father around, I never really, missed it. My mother was everything. And for me to stand here today is truly a testament to her. Basketball truly saved my life. I wasn't a guy that really, worried about academics or anything like that. Not when I got to high school anyway. I mean, I was a good student when I was young, but when problems came around, I really slacked off in my books. But basketball helped me realize the importance of education. And when I came to Roman, my mom was really sold about Roman because the first thing Mr. Duffy said when I came in the door was, if I was here to play basketball, this is not the school for me. He stressed academics, and my mother loved him. My first few months was tough. The teachers were stern. They didn't care about basketball, and I thank you. I just took education seriously, and to this day, I stress that with my 2 sons that I have, and the kids that I work with. To Coach Seddon, man, he helped me out a lot. I came in, I was raw. All I could do was pretty much run and jump. He gave me a couple of moves, and I developed them, and they helped me get right to the NBA. To my wife, you guys need to clap it up for my wife. Let me tell you, she's the biggest 5'2" woman you'll ever meet. Without her, I wouldn't even be here right now. She's changed me so much. I went from a big shy kid to a man. She's blessed me with 2 beautiful boys. She's helped me out in everything, both mentally and spiritually. Over the last few years, it's been tough for me. I've been up and down years. I've been injured. Kept getting injured, coming back from one and get another one. And then 3 years ago, I was involved in a terrible accident where I was shot 7 times. And it's just been tough, and my wife has been my rock. And it seems like when things start getting better, my other rock that carried me through the years, she started not doing well. And, for anybody that knows me and watched me play, if my mother wasn't at the game, it was pretty much a done deal because I, didn't play well unless my mom was in the crowd. And, she was at every game yelling, screaming. And over the past couple of years, she's come down with a disease that has crippled her somewhat. And it's been tough for me to deal with. But, I'd like to thank 2 people that are sitting back there, my god sister Sarah, and Mr. Gene that has been taking care and watching over my mother for the past couple of years because I work 2 jobs, trying to take care, of my family, my kids. And it's funny because in my occupation, I deal with other people's kids, so, I just thank them. To my father-in-law, Pop. Let me tell you, I know some guys may not get along with their father-in-laws, but you are a father to me. You're good with my kids. You've taught me wisdom over the last 8 years. You've helped me understand what it is to be a man and what it is to be a father, a role model, and I thank you for that. basically, you know, like I said, my family, my friends have been, you know, my support throughout the years, and I've gotten better from my injury over the last 3 years, and you know, thank God I've rehabbed. I'm pretty much back, and you know, I got some things coming up basketball-wise this year, and prayerfully I'll be able to go overseas and play once again, and you know, I just want to thank everybody in here. It's truly been an honor to come here and be amongst you again. I missed all of you. I know I haven't been around like I should be, but best believe I will be. And in about 7 or 8 years, you'll have another Kettner on the roster. Because my son wants to come to Roman. So I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is truly an honor. And God bless you all. Thank you.
It's our next special award. An individual who in a special way has provided for the motivation, recognition, and encouragement of young people and the development of their lives as athletes, students, and responsible citizens. This year's award, this year's recipient is Father Paul Brandt, and it couldn't be a more perfect choice. He's a former rector of Roman. He's a former teacher and basketball moderator, a huge supporter of the Sports Hall of Fame, and he's currently the pastor of the Blessed Teresa of Calcutta Parish. Father is just, as everyone knows, just all around great guy, did so much for Roman, and we thank you for that, Father. Father Brandt.
"7 a.m. on Tuesday morning, May 26th, 1987, I stood on the loading dock of the post office in Southwest Philadelphia, anxiously anticipating a letter. And luckily enough, the letter came, and the letter was from Cardinal Kroll. And as I opened up the letter, it said, 'Dear Father Brandt, I am pleased to inform you that you have been appointed to the faculty of Roman Catholic High School.' And the first thought that went through my mind was, oh crap. 1987 wasn't necessarily a pretty time for Roman Catholic, with the heavy cloud of the potential closure in 1985 cast a dark shadow over the school in many different ways. In June of 2006, I received another letter from Cardinal Regali, saying, Father Brandt, I'm pleased to inform you that you've been named the pastor of Blessed Teresa of Calcutta Parish, which on any given day was a good thing, but the difficult part was that meant I had to leave Roman. And the difference that had taken place over those 19 years were the 15 years that I spent at Roman and the wonderful people that I had the opportunity to come in contact with. The outstanding faculty and staff, the countless alumni, certainly people who touched my life and who are no longer with us, Tony Greco, Bill Bell, Jim Banham, Bob Evans, Ed Graham, John Gillin, Jim McSherry, and John Hoban, to name a few. But the hundreds and possibly thousands of young men as students who formed me to be who I am is for what I am eternally grateful for the family of Roman and all of those who are part of it. As I stand as a pastor today outside my church in the parish, I have people walk past me and say, Father, 38, Father, 63. And people standing there next to me have no idea what it means, but I know what it means. And there's not an article in the paper that Roman Catholic is covered in that parishioners don't come up to me and make sure that I saw it or make sure I knew it, because I guess no matter where I go or whatever I do, it's always going to be part of Roman Catholic, and that's okay with me. I find it an honor this evening to receive this award, named in honor of Speedy Morris, a man who I have so much respect for. He and Mimi and their family and the countless times and hours and efforts that they have given to the development of the lives of young people is countless, and I find that to be a great honor in itself. I want to congratulate all the other award winners and certainly the inductees, many of them who I knew as adolescents and possibly don't even recognize here this evening, but certainly want to congratulate them for the hard work that they put in and the great success that I was able to see them accomplish in many different ways. And I certainly want to thank the members of the SHAF who have come so far over these years in developing this outstanding Sports Hall of Fame. I want to thank them for nominating me and allowing me to receive this honor this evening. Thank you.
Okay, our next inductee is from the class of 1995, Mike Ganders. In 1992, Mike was co-captain of the freshman baseball team. Following that year, he became a 3-year varsity player and quickly emerged as one of the best players on those teams. In 1994, Mike's outstanding play earned him second team All-Catholic honors as a pitcher, and he also batted .475 for the season. But it was during his senior year that Mike truly shined. Selected as a team captain, Mike batted an incredible .622 and was also one of the best pitchers in the Catholic League as he continually mowed down the opposition on his way to a 7-1 record. Mike was voted the team MVP and was selected as a first-team All-Catholic as a pitcher and second-team All-Catholic as an infielder. In addition, Mike received first-team All-City honors, and he was awarded the RCHS Alumni Scholar Athlete Award. Following graduation, Mike accepted a scholarship to St. Joe's University and became a 4-year starter, where he passed Jamie Moyer on the St. Joe's University strikeout list and wound up finishing second overall. Mike returned to Catholic High as Director of Development from 1999 to 2004 and was assistant baseball coach in 2000-2001. Mike Ganders, class of 95.
Thank you, Steve. I want to begin by thanking the Sports Hall of Fame Committee for this prestigious honor tonight. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate the other members of the induction class of 2008. You were all truly amazing individuals and athletes. I want to especially recognize the 1992 baseball team for their many accomplishments. I had the pleasure of watching this team play while I was a freshman, and the team and the individuals deserve every recognition and honor for their strength, talent, teamwork, and determination. Congratulations, guys. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to address the administration, faculty, staff, and current student body on behalf of this year's induction class. I tried to convey a message to the students about the importance of concentrating on both their schoolwork and their sport. Our current students, with dedication and hard work, can be successful both on and off the field. The worst feeling in the world is watching your team play from the sidelines while you're in detention or academically ineligible. I was not academically ineligible. I have been playing baseball since I was about 3 years old. I want to thank all my coaches who have contributed to my success on the field. And no, Pat Mundy, I am not going to name every coach that I had because I know I only have 3 minutes up here. But there are some that deserve the recognition. First, Tash Malusky, the constant coach who was always there with a helpful or encouraging word, both on and off the field. Mr. Jack Wilson, a constant teacher. Even playing in a pickup softball game, I still heard, "Keep your head down and we'll watch it for you." And by the way, he was pitching to me that day. Joe Blankenship, a longtime friend from Florida many, many years ago. He worked with me for hours drilling mechanics, and I was only 9 years old. Joe O'Brien, a true coach. This is the only time in public, with him listening, I've ever called him Joe. Thank you very much for having faith in me as a sophomore to be a part of your team. This honor and recognition is not possible without you. In addition, Coach, congratulations on your induction tonight with the 92 baseball team. Chris Lasciavo, Coach Lasciavo gave me the chance to play at St. Joe's University after Roman Catholic and receive the education needed to succeed in life. And my first coach, my dad. Over the last few months, you and I have talked, and I know how proud you are right now. Through everything that you have gone through, I'm glad that you were able to share this moment with me. You truly were, and still are, a coach, friend, mentor, and a teacher. I also want to mention someone who gave me 2 chances to succeed in life, Mr. Ed Grimm. He looked out for me as a student at Roman when things around me were tough, and also gave me my first job in the alumni office. I thank you, Ed, for all you did for the students of Roman Catholic and for me. To the rest of my family and friends who are here tonight, thank you for sharing this special honor with me. I also want to thank my mom, who helped every Saturday morning for Pee Wee baseball and who made every single game she possibly could. And my sister Michelle, who I think did not miss a game in my entire career. Maybe because of some of my teammates, but just kidding. I love you both. Thank you also to the Swider family members who are here tonight. I know this is a tough time for you right now, and I want you to know I appreciate you all being here. To Rosie and Rick, for your continued love and support. And to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Jeff and Kath, thank you for always being there for me. To my 9.5-month-old son, Jake Thomas, I hope one day you're able to feel what your dad is feeling right now. I'm proud to be your dad, and I love you. Lastly, to my wife, Gina, who never gave up on me and was there through thick and thin. You are my rock, my soulmate, and my very best friend. Thank you for showing me what drive and determination can bring. I love you. Yes, you can applaud her. She went through a lot. But lastly, I just want to thank, again, the Sports Hall of Fame Committee, Pat Smith, and congratulations again to the Sports Hall of Fame class of 2008. Thank you.
Okay, our next special award is the John Hoban Senior Memorial Award for Meritorious Service. For outstanding contributions to high school sports in the Delaware Valley, an individual whose background is a mandate for youth and leadership through high school sports. This year's winner is John Miller. John coached at Roman in the 1970s. He's the former LaSalle University women's coach. He currently is a coach at Mount St. Joe's Academy. I would like to congratulate Coach Miller on his 500th milestone victory. And the purple and gold did win a championship this year in basketball. I congratulate you on your state championship. Coach John Miller.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of our award winners tonight. And would like to thank the committee for honoring me with this special award. Dave Falcione, Smitty, Gator, anyone that was responsible for me being here tonight and receiving this award. I am very honored. I would like to thank my friends who came tonight to share this honor with me. Maureen and Bob Sekreski. Bob is my JV coach at Mount St. Joseph's Academy, but he's also a Roman graduate and played basketball for Speedy Morris and graduated in 1970. I would like to thank my friends from my St. Charles Seminary days. Ace McCann, who was a member of Roman's Hall of Fame, Jimmy Fitz, Lenny DePaul, Father Slim Callahan. Father made it, the rest of us didn't. I would like to thank them for injecting me with a love of things of Philadelphia, and to help when I was a teenager in the whole maturing process. Guys, I think my wife thinks that you kind of didn't do a very good job in the maturing process. Matter of fact, my wife Emily asked me last night what I wanted to be when I grow up. But I certainly want to thank my wife Emily. Anyone in this room knows how difficult it is to be married to a coach, and I've been coaching basketball now for 37 years. And to be married to this coach is extremely difficult. So Emily, you are the wife of the year. Thank you, Emily. And I would be remiss, my daughter Katie is a student at the University of Pittsburgh, and she very much wanted to be here tonight. I don't know so much to see me receive an award. I think she wanted to reconnect with some of the Roman guys, but I would be remiss. Katie was there through all of our important state games, and it was really a thrill when she was home to watch my basketball team play. This award, the Coach Hoban Award, is very special. Very special to me because, first of all, I knew Coach Hoban very well. And Coach Hoban and I would share many moments together. He would share a lot of memories with me in coaching Roman's football team in the 40s with the legendary Goldie Graham. He would tell me and speak about names like Giudetti and Brill, Bob Evans, the city championship 1947 team, who drew the most people in the history of Connie Mack Stadium. Drew more people even than the Philadelphia Eagles in those days. I can still remember the very first day that I met Coach Hoban. It was at his house. He had a big group of people over for dinner. And after dinner, he stood up and he said, "The gentleman will now retire to the basement." And we all went down to the basement, and a poker game broke out. And the game broke up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I was still in the seminary. But that's a story for another day. The Hoban family is synonymous with Roman Catholic High School. And Mary Hoban is the matriarch of everything Roman and of all the Hobans. And let's have a big hand for Mary. Through my relationship at Roman, I became very dear friends with John Hoban, Coach Hoban's son. And John Hoban and I were on Speedy's staff for the years that I was at Roman. And I think of John Hoban every day. I go to Roman football games this year, and their basketball games and their baseball games. And the first person I still look for is for John Hoban. He is near and dear to my heart, and will remain in my memories all the time. My wife will tell you that even to this day, I've been coaching basketball for 37 years, but even to this day, we will never play an opponent that I do not go out and scout our opponent personally. I learned that from John Hoban. Not only that, when I scout a team, I used a method that John Hoban taught me. And I can remember the first game I ever went with John Hoban. We went to St. James High School. He sat me down and he said, "John, this is how you scout." And I use the same very method today. And when I am breaking in an assistant, I teach them the way John Hoban taught me. I would also be remiss if I did not mention Speedy Morris. Because if it wasn't for Speedy Morris, pure and simple, I would not be a basketball coach today. When I decided to leave the seminary way back in 1972, I didn't realize it, but Father Joe Denny, who passed away just about a month ago, but Father Joe Denny, who was the athletic director at Roman at the time, he pulled Speedy aside and he said, "Speedy, this buddy of mine, he likes basketball, he's a little bit mixed up. Could you add him to your staff? He's going back in the seminary in September." I did not know that. Speedy was gracious enough to add me to his staff. And what a staff it was. Speedy Morris, John Hoban was a varsity assistant, John O'Connor was our JV coach, Tom McKeever, who was here tonight, was our freshman coach. And those guys just took me in and gave me a great, great love for Roman Catholic High School. Speedy called me yesterday. I thought he was calling to congratulate me, but he actually asked me when I was going back in the seminary. We all know how generous Speedy is. He's certainly one of the most generous people that you would ever meet. I can still remember after that first season, after the last game, when he dropped me off at home, he reached into his pocket and he gave me $100. And I told Speedy I'll never forget that moment. At an affair like this a few years ago, he said, "John, I got to make a confession to you. Monsignor Galleon, our president and principal, gave me $200 to give to you, but you were such a pain, I kept the $100 for myself." Just two final thoughts. My first thought is this. So many times people ask me what year I graduated from Roman Catholic High School. And I tell them that I didn't go to Roman. I'm from upstate, and I went to Reading Central Catholic. And many times people are gracious enough to say to me, "Well, John, consider yourself an adopted son of Roman." And all of us in this room, we certainly know adopted sons and daughters who love their parents even more than a lot of biological sons and daughters. And I just want to convey to you how much this adopted son absolutely loves Roman Catholic High School. My second thought is this. Once again, lots of times people ask me, "Well, John, what's so special about Roman Catholic?" And I say to them, pure and simple, Roman Catholic High School produces men. And I can remember when I was a young lad, my own father said to me, he said, "John, when you grow up, the greatest name that a person can call you and the biggest compliment that someone can give to you is if they call you a man." And so once again, I say to you, Roman Catholic High School produces men. With a smile on my lip and a tear in my eye, these are the colors of Catholic High. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like anyone from the 1992 baseball team that's here, if you guys can come up and just stand over here to my right. Okay, the 1992 baseball team. The 92 Roman Catholic High School baseball team had an abundance of talent, grit, and resolve. But above all, they were a team. And together they persevered and emerged as Catholic League champions and left a legacy at Catholic High that will be remembered for many years. Many of the members of the 92 baseball team had been playing together on the varsity for 3 years. And they gutted out a tough 1990 season in which they finished just 2-12. The following season, they improved to 9-5. They entered the 92 season with high expectations and were consistently ranked first or second for Southeastern Pennsylvania by the Philadelphia Inquirer. They finished with a 20-3 record, 13-1 in the Catholic League. Their roster included the Catholic League MVP, 6 All-Catholics, 4 All-City, and 3 future Division I college players. 3 of the team members are now in Roman Sports Hall of Fame, and 2 currently coach the varsity team. The 92 Catholic League Championship baseball team entered the hallowed halls of this great school as separate individuals, whose destiny and legacy were yet to be realized. They left together as a championship team, one of the greatest baseball teams in the school's history. And now on this special day, they continue to walk together and rightly take their place alongside other great teams in Roman Catholic Sports Hall of Fame. Accepting for the 92 team is their coach, Joe O'Brien.
I'd like to thank the Sports Hall of Fame for honoring these gentlemen. This, in my mind, and a lot of other people's minds, is the greatest baseball team ever to represent Roman Catholic High School. I'm going to announce the roster of that team. Some of them aren't here tonight. The good-looking ones are. First, we have the current head baseball coach of Roman Catholic High School, Joe Tremagli. Chris Kleinschmidt. Chris Nadas. Frankie Inarato. He wanted to speak tonight something terribly, but Bill Black. Best third baseman I ever coached, Mike Moore. Billy Hannigan. Mike Carr of the famous Carr twins. Georgie Bennett. Danny Lauer. He covered more space in that outfield, you couldn't believe how this guy could cover it. And of course, our ace, Harry Carr. John Guerrero, Dave Malagrani, Andrew Dew McCallie, best catcher in the Catholic League, Chris Nowazik, Kevin Koneski, Rob Gardner, Bob Markey. We had pitching coach Bobby Ray, our spiritual leader, Coach Charlie Hart, Coach Harry Carr, Sr., first base, and Coach Mark Cienko, God bless his soul. If it wasn't for Mark, I wouldn't have coached at Roman Catholic High School. Beef Cienko. Thank you.
Okay, at this time I'd like to thank everybody for a great night. I again would like to congratulate all the recipients, the inductees, special awards. Like I said, we're proud of you guys. Great job. At this time, I'd like to turn it back over to Pat Smith. Pat is, again, from the class of 77. He's our chairman, finishing up his first year. Only 16 more to go, Pat. And but Pat's done a great job. He really stepped in and done a great job. Pat?
Can I get a round of applause for Steve Paul? He did an outstanding job. Well, might have to make it a six-pack next year, okay, Steve? Thank everyone for coming. As a continue of our tradition, I would like to bring up the committee members to lead us in the purple and the gold. If everyone on the committee would please come up here and stand on the stage with me. I'd like to say I'm chairman in name only because there's a lot of guys that do a lot of work. And this was probably the easiest. The last 5 or 6 years I've been doing the ad book and all that other stuff, but this was the easiest year I've ever had because of these guys right here. So I'd like to congratulate all the inductees again, all the special award recipients. I thought it was an outstanding night. You're all very well deserving, and hopefully, I would urge you, inductees to please come back and come back to the school, because it's great for the kids to see you come back. It's great for the school that you come back. So please come back. All right, me. Okay, ready to start singing the purple and the gold. When day mounts east, what flag does he hold? He flings out his banner of the purple and gold. And when at the east he sinks to his rest, the purple and gold still aflame is the west. So stand by the flag, the young and the old. Its colors are yours, the purple and gold. A smile on the lip, a tear in the eye. Salute ye the colors of Catholic High. Hurrah, 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 hurrah! Thank you, everybody. Safe ride home. Thank you. Safe go home. Be safe, be going home. Thank you very much.